What is going on, Nuggets Nation and NBA fans? I am Tom Leuthner, and welcome into another episode of Nuggets Today. We got a couple topics to cover before this next game. Last game was brutal. I talked about it last episode, and we could not get over the hump of holding a lead, and I don't know why that is. So that's what the first topic we're going to talk about today is we have to hold the leads that we do have. We continue to go on these runs, and something I'm going to get into later is how we start. But we go on these runs, we finally get it going, we have a lead, and then we blow it. We saw it last round with the Clippers as well. We ended up blowing a 20-plus point lead. We almost blew a 30-plus point lead. I know it was too late in the game, and Ty Lue looked like he'd given up and didn't put his starters back in, but we cannot continue to do that. I don't know what it is specifically, and that, one of the next topics that we're going to get into is something I believe that it is, but we get hot for a little while, and then we stop hitting shots. We start playing stupid basketball. We start playing sloppy. We sort of lose energy. And I know the one biggest thing, and I've continued to cover this, is I think our rotation is lacking a little bit. I think when we go on those runs, I think if Jokic needs a break, if Murray needs a break, if Brown needs a break, if AG or MPJ need breaks, that's when you bring in a guy like Zeke Naji or Strother. Two guys I've been saying should play. A guy like Peyton Watson who's getting his minutes. A guy like Russ who's getting his minutes. They should play in those moments, not all at once, but one at a time. Jokic looks like he needs his break, then give him his break. Play the fresh legs. Helps us hold on to the lead because now we have fresh legs in there. Jokic hasn't been hot, so why not? Why not? We have fresh legs in there because as soon as we go on these leads, what are they going to do? They're going to put their bench in. They're going to have fresh legs in there. And then they're going to play guys like Caruso, guys like Aaron Wiggins, guys like Keeson Wallace, guys like Jalen Williams. Those are the guys that are going to come in when we have those leads because they know they can now outrun us. So why not have Strother come in for Brown for a little while unless Brown's dominating? Why not have Payne Watson come in for MPJ when MPJ starts struggling? That's another thing I've been saying. I'm not to take MPJ out of the rotation because I don't think he should be. I did say that I don't think he should start just because he's been good, so why not have the spark plug off the bench? But why not attempt to play Watson in those minutes, especially if MPJ is struggling, so we have fresh legs in there that can play defense because maybe that'll attempt to help us hold a lead. We didn't shoot well at all last game, and we finally brought the lead, or took the lead. We came back from down 13. That's when you need at least one pair of fresh legs in there. Give your guys a break so that we can hold those leads coming into the fourth quarter. Once you see us break that deficit, let's say we're up 12 and they cut it down to 6, then maybe use a timeout and throw those starters back in. But one set of fresh legs can help us hold those leads, I truly believe, because then our starters and our stars and our scorers will be healthy and they will be fresh when the fourth quarter comes around when we need to hold those leads. I don't think that taking out one player, unless it seems to be Jokic, will truly blow a lead. And I think that, again, Watson can make a difference if he gets those minutes during those times. Strother can make a difference if he gets those minutes during those times. Zeke Naji can make a difference if he gets those minutes during those times. So why not attempt to throw those fresh legs in? And it's something I covered last episode. When we need them, especially to hold those leads. Something else that I just talked about is how can we protect the ball more? We see what they're doing with Jokic, and what they're doing is they're throwing a few guys at him. They're maybe playing one in the post, one under him, not a zone, but help defense more. Why we have to stop with those lazy passes where we saw it 2 games ago. Jamal threw a lazy pass. Aaron Wiggins comes from behind, swipes it out because it's a further pass away from the defender, so he has him, and their help defense is right there. Stronger passes is 1. 2, I don't know if we have to. We were playing so slow and sluggish last game, and I did say that, but I don't know if we have to slow the game down and play our game more, or if we're just tired or we're playing too fast. That's something that we have to look to because I know they're the number 1 defense in the NBA this year, and there's nothing you can do about how good they are defensively, but it's like one entry pass. Stop trying to make these fancy passes and go up for the layups. We're going up. We're trying to get under the basket. MPJ gets under there. AG gets under there. Jokic gets under there. Murray gets under there. Russ gets under there. And they go up and try to dish it out. Why not just go up with it? Try to draw the contact. And that's something that's been tough is the physicality. They're playing more physical. We turn the ball over, think that there was a foul, and we don't get back on defense. So maybe we should stop trying to look for the fouls, play our game aggressively, get back on defense, stop letting that wear us out, and again, hold those leads, not turn the ball over, protect the ball. Last game, I don't remember exactly if it was 100% even on turnovers or if we led, but I know that we're leading in the series, and we can't afford to have that happen. I know they're the number one defense, but our defense isn't bad. Our defense looks great, actually. So why not attempt to either slow the game down, or if you're going to make those long passes, make sure they're on point, because we can't afford to turn the ball over because we need every possession, especially when we need to hold those leads. So I think there are a few ways to stop turning the ball over. Again, one is either slow the game down or play the fast-paced game that you play. Stop with the lazy passes to the post. If you have the ball in the post, quick fake out to the corner. Jokic seems to he's trying to force the ball more than he should be. And again, that leads to bad passes, which leads to rush shots. So I think that's going to lead into our next topic, and that is simplify the game and relax. Simplify the game. It's pretty simple. We're a good team, and we played our game the entire season. We played our game last series and ended up winning. We ended up winning in 7 games in a series that people say that we shouldn't have won. We ended up taking 2 games of this series because it looks simple. You cannot, we cannot afford to take fadeaway jumpers to start the game. We can't afford to have Aaron Gordon, who's been amazing, and kudos to Aaron Gordon, but why are you taking fadeaway jumpers, fadeaway three-pointers, when you hit 1-3? Simplify the game. I'm fine with you shooting the ball. I'm fine with watching you shoot the ball because you're a good shooter. This season, you could see the work that you put in the offseason. This season, you've been amazing. You're easily our second-best player right now. Why are you taking fadeaway three-pointers? Take the 2s or reset the game. We're 7 seconds into the shot clock and we're chucking up a fadeaway 3. I know that's the way that the NBA is moving right now, but we can't afford to see that happen because we're not the best shooting team in the world, and we only go on these runs when we get hot. So we miss, again, like I said last episode, we missed a few threes where instead of taking it out and resetting, we're taking it out and launching more threes. That can't afford to happen. We can't be doing that. We have to simplify the game. If Jokic isn't working, don't play through Jokic. It's that simple. Use Jokic as a decoy, set the screens, maybe give it to him in the post, try to get open, but simplify the game and slow it down. Again, I know that we were one of the top teams in transition buckets this year, but it's not working because they're so good defensively. We're trying to push the ball, throwing up a lazy pass. Lou Dort's jumping up, grabbing it. Alex Caruso's jumping up, grabbing it. Jalen Williams is jumping up and grabbing it. They're playing a very physical game of basketball, which I don't like to see, obviously, because we're not retaliating. But what are we doing? Why are we chucking up fadeaway threes? Simplify the game of basketball. I'm fine with us taking the wide open threes. Yesterday's game was atrocious. I covered that, and they're allowing us to shoot the three-point ball. But if three-point ball is not working and they're not covering you, take one dribble in, try to hit the mid-range. We're airballing threes. Why not try to take the mid-range if they're giving us the three-pointers? Their offense, or their defense rather, was strictly allowing Russell Westbrook to shoot the ball. You're telling me Russell Westbrook isn't a good mid-range shooter? You're telling me you don't want to see Russell Westbrook take one dribble in? We don't need to retaliate with 3 when they're not hitting them either. Why not just try to get buckets? Because that's what then leads to, us allowing these runs, and that's what also leads us with these shaky starts. We come out slow every single game, and that can't afford to keep happening because we are better than that. Again, I believe yesterday we were 0 for 9 to start the game from the three-point line. We had 8 points in a quarter. What are we doing? We're the 4th best team record-wise in the Western Conference, which is way harder than the Eastern Conference. You're telling me that we're putting up 8 points in a playoff game? I know that we're on a short turnaround, but stop coming out slow. Figure it out. You have to figure something out. 7 games last series, we finally figured it out. We figured it out a few games this series, but why can't we continue that? Why do we continue to come out slow? We're turning the ball over. We're taking terrible shots. Stop taking the bad shots. Simplify the game, and we could come out faster. Attack. They're playing a physical game of basketball, and I really don't like what Shea said after the game. Shea said anything to win. You go back and look, and he takes Christian Brown out of the air, and they said that he tried to get out of the way. No, he didn't. He dropped his shoulder. Brown went flying. That's an easy way to hurt somebody. So how about this? Come out physical. You want to get back at them? Come out playing a physical game of basketball. Stop launching threes. I know, and I give so much props to MPJ because he's playing through an injury that they said should be 4 to 6 weeks of him sitting out. But we saw him come out, dunked all over them. Why not come out with that kind of basketball when they're playing a little physical, a little dirty, grabbing us here and there, draw the fouls early, get their players out of the game, and then take over? Stop launching threes. MPJ took a fadeaway three off a screen yesterday. You could see he was in way too much pain to lift his left shoulder to get up as high as he usually does, which he has a high shot. His jump shot is from a high point. When you're seeing that he can't lift that left shoulder, those fadeaways are not easy for him to make anymore. So why not throw a pump fake? They're going to jump because all we're doing is launching threes, and play that physical pounding game of basketball that we know we can play because we're a big physical team. We saw it last series. All it took was James Harden getting Christian Brown pissed off, and then our team decided to come back. We played like some animals, and we dominated. Why not do that again? Stop launching the threes to start the game. Start getting buckets. Get yourself warmed up. Get yourself hot, and then go off. Come out strong, and we don't do that. We come out slow, we come out weak, we come out lazy looking. It almost looks like we don't want to play basketball usually in the first half of the games. So why not come out playing physical? That's what I want to see tomorrow. I want to see us play a physical game of basketball. I am tired of seeing this weak, lazy, sluggish game of basketball that we are playing. And I know that we're capable of playing that physical, so I want to see that. I am tired of it. It is so draining watching these games. I'm sure it's draining playing them too, but it's so draining watching these games. And we're taking fadeaway mid-ranges. We're taking fadeaway threes. We are a physical team, and we know that, so play it. Play that physical. I know you're scared to foul out, but stand up for your teammates. To play the physical game. Shea's taking players out of the sky when they're jumping. So, whatever, not saying drop your shoulder and play dirty, drop your shoulder in the post, make a move. Look at Shea. The announcers full on said Shea is now drawing contact. It's an offensive foul because he's taking one dribble, putting his shoulder into the defender, getting them off him. So play the same way. Stop complaining about fouls. Play the physical game of basketball. Come out strong, warm up, and we could easily win the series. Anyway, sorry for that rant, guys. That's all from me. I'm Tom Leuthner, and I'll catch you guys next episode. Let's go, Nugs.